Most computer users have heard of RAM and ROM, but very few can actually explain the difference. Can you? In less than 3 minutes, you will understand it. Let's begin. This is called the RAM, which stands for Random Access Memory. RAM is the temporary memory of a computer. But what does temporary means? It means something that is kept for only a short period of time. Whenever you open your document, like Microsoft Word, whenever you browse the internet, whenever you watch a video or listen to music, the computer will store the information it needs in the RAM while you are using it. However, the moment you switch off your computer, everything stored in this RAM will be cleared. So let me make it easier for you to understand with simple example. Now, let's imagine you are studying for an examination. You place your books, your notebooks, your pen, your ruler on your study book because you are using them. When you finish studying, you will pack everything back into your school bag and the study table becomes empty. That is how RAM works. It works the same way. So let's look at the second types of memory. I call this the ROM. It's a computer memory, read-only memory. ROM is a permanent memory of a computer. This ROM stores important startup instructions that tells the computer how to start. Without the ROM, the computer will not know how to start. Now, I'm going to make it easier for us to understand with simple example. Now you can see, let's imagine that you bought a new television or washing machine. Inside the box, you will find an instruction manual. So whenever you want to use the machine, you follow those instructions. That is how ROM works. So every time you press the power button, the computer follows those instructions before the window can start. Now let's compare the RAM and ROM together. You can see that RAM is temporary memory. RAM is temporary memory because the information stored there is only for a short period of time. That means the RAM will store the program, the information, just when you are using it at that moment. While ROM is permanent memory. It means it stores information for a longer period of time, even if there is power outage. RAM stores the current work. RAM stores the program the computer is currently using because this is the first place the CPU will visit. ROM stores the startup instructions. So that means the computer needs this instruction before it can boot. When I say boot, means to on. RAM loses data when it is power off, while ROM keeps the data even when the power is off. The easier way to remember the difference is this. Just say RAM is for working, while ROM is for starting. Congratulations, you have just completed episode 1 of a computer appreciation. Episode 2 is coming soon, and trust me, you don't want to miss it.